Good morning, everyone. Sorry I missed yesterday. I ended up sleeping through my alarm, which meant by the time I did wake up, I did not have time to do the reading. For that, I apologize. I will try not to let that happen again. Oh, man. But that does tend to happen from time to time. The problem was I even went to bed early and still woke up late. Maybe I needed to catch up on some sleep, who knows. Anyway, of course you know what today is. Now, on high notes, I will be doing Rune of the Week, which I also missed, as well as possibly a spirit animal card. I haven't really decided yet. I think last week I did a Shaman's Dream Oracle, but I might do it again. Never know. It's gonna be one of those two, but you'll have to tune in to find out. All right. But today is Traditional Thursday, so we're doing it just like I did when I first started, or you know, kind of as it evolved as I got more decks in and stuff like that. So we're gonna do it that way and see what we have for today. Because having a Thursday off of work, well, that's a day I don't know what to do with myself. Normally I have a weekends planned out. I've got this weekend planned out. Boy, that's going to be fun. But we're just going to kind of roll with that. Anyway, let's see what I got here. Got 3 of these cards for you. So I do have Shaman's Dream, Tarot Grand Lux, Viking Oracle, Spirit Animal Oracle, Runes of the Gods Oracle. You know how that goes. That's how we do it around here. And then there we go. Get the last of these cards laid out. There we are. Alright. And I hope you're as ready as I am, because here we go. Alright, so, as we always do, starting with you. Starting with us, really. Because this card will reflect us all. So, we got Mani again. Don't waste your time, people. Especially if you've got time on your hands. You could be doing something constructive today. You know, it's your most precious asset. It's your most valuable asset. Don't be wasting it. And so, today, I think maybe I'll continue painting some of those miniatures I've been painting on. We also have Ragnarok. So some things are coming to an end, so that other things can begin. Very cool stuff. So it looks to me so far like, you know, your time's going to be short, so just kind of manage it wisely. You know, like you're coming to the end of one thing and the beginning of another. So between now and that beginning, you need to maximize your use of your time. Figure out where it could be best spent and apply it. You're going to find yourself in almost a superhero-like position doing it that way. Spirit Animal, White Raven. Remember what I said about being in a superhero-like position? This is going to be all about you this time. remember the last reading we did, it wasn't really about you, it was about your power through your performance. Nothing about that has changed. The difference is you're going to be showing up today doing your absolute best work. And honestly, doing your absolute best work does a lot for you. It does more than what you think. And kind of keeping that in mind, I know a couple things, like when I was doing the miniature painting this weekend, I realized I really do need a wet palette. A wet palette would really help because it keeps the paint nice and wet, and that way I can, even if I have to thin it out because it's like this thick acrylic craft paint, even if it's that, having that wet palette means that I don't have to worry about paint drying out. I don't have to worry about going on in thick globs and stuff like that. I don't have to worry about that because as it sits there, it dries. You know that, right? So anyway, maximizing use of time. Take whatever you need to take, do whatever you need to do in order for your time to, if you can stretch that minute, stretch that minute. Cut some things that take too long, take some shortcuts if you need to. Just don't sacrifice quality, because it's about both, really. Those two things have to come together, because when the beginning of the next thing comes, you're going to have to kind of continue that forward momentum. And I'd be willing to bet the cards bear that out. We've got a page of coins in reverse. We have a page of cups in reverse. And we have a 5 of swords. So, what we are looking at so far, any kind of irresponsibility, and we've got it in 2 places here. We've got it in the page of cups and the page of coins here, or pentacles, however you want to look at it. But these 2 cards speak loudly to sort of little immaturity, little irresponsibility here. And I tell you, these page cups tend to trip me up a little bit, because I know it's very youthful energy, but at the end of the day, having the ability to deal with those, that comes with some extra steps at times. And I personally think that with that youthful energy also comes a bit of, how can I put it, a little bit of being a bit naive, and we really can't afford that today. But here's the interesting part, the part that I think we all kind of miss from time to time. With the page of coins primarily, this isn't the time to act on there's not really going to be a lot of new opportunity here for you to jump on. So you're going to have to be very careful and very selective, especially when it comes to the hard, tangible, earthly things. This is one where you're going to have to be a lot more selective. Also, taking that time to appreciate the beauty in the world, getting a little time to stop and smell the roses, probably not happening today. But by the time you get to this 5 of swords, you know one thing: the battle's already been hard fought and won. And you're going to be the master of your field. Now, if yours is an artistic endeavor, having that sense of beauty there, that's fine. But you can't stop and stare at it for too long. You can't sit there and look for imperfections. The imperfections are probably going to be there. As with any art, it's never finished, it's never completed, it's only kind of abandoned. Ask any writer, ask any painter, ask any illustrator, and they'll tell you. If you don't really have room for creativity today, or that kind of seeking of beauty, it's fine, but you will notice it. But you don't have to seek it out today. You also don't have to jump on every little thing that comes into your path. You're going to have to be selective. You're going to have to be discerning, shall we say. And then when you come to this conclusion here, that Five of Swords, you're going to know, when everyone else was giving up and saying, nope, not for me, you're going to be like, yeah, well, it's for me. There's probably reward at the end of that. Because in any case, this is the hard-fought, hard-won battle. So it's not going to be easy. And that's why I say you gotta maximize your time there. You have to believe in your own magic in order to sort of make it happen. Okay. Over here with the Shaman's Dream Oracles, we're looking at, wow, this is going to be very, very cool, I think. Here we go. Okay, so you start with a Dust Devil, right? Dust Devil's nothing more than a twister with a little bit of dust there. It's not all that big, but this one, you have got to move out of your stagnation. You can't stay in the same place forever. So, we'll look at the end of that. Also, with the whale song, your song has to resonate, and it has to resonate very, very well. So, be mindful of what it is you're singing. When we're talking about beauty and things like that, even the very words you speak can be that way. And as long as you choose your words very carefully, your magic can happen very smoothly, because at the end of it all, you're repairing that veil. Now, when it talks about forgiveness, it does not mean that what someone else did to you was all right. It means that you've moved on. Now, let me tell you something. There are people, like I've said, the one unforgivable act with me is violating my trust and violating my loyalty. Because if you violate my trust, you'll actually lose both. Believe one thing, that's something. Now, I can forgive that violation, but you'll never find me stupid enough to give it back. I normally just kind of give that to people. Here you go, I trust you. I'll be loyal to you to a point, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. And then when that trust is violated, when that loyalty is violated, I go, oh no, I forgive you, I've moved on. But that's exactly what I'm doing, I'm moving on. But you're going to stay right there, because there's no way in hell you're getting it back. Again, doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's right, it just means that you've moved on. You can make those repairs if you need to. But remember, you can always trust a knife to be a knife. You can always trust someone who's divisive to be divisive. And while you can repair those divisions, the stitches are always going to be right there, right? The scars are always going to be there. And they're a reminder as to what made them and why. It's important to remember those. I hate the term forgive and forget, because that usually implies I got to be stupid enough to trust that person again. Not really happening. Anyway, going to your runes here, we've got Berkano. There we go. We've got Thurisaz, obviously. And we have Othala. So, starting with Berkano. Berkano is really, this is the birch tree. And this is that seed that's planted so that growth and things like that can happen. Now, with growth comes struggle. You ever seen someone hit a growth spurt before? Where they just, it usually happens in adolescence. every joint is killing them. There's a lot of pain there. And then eventually, and this is what I want to bring up between Berkano and Thurisaz, is these two do denote a little suffering. And I am seeing that in these two page cards in reverse here today. There's going to be some hardship. And the thing that I've noticed, and this came up on Twitter this week, was that there are people who, that's what they do. They self-flagellate, and they suffer the shame and guilt of things that they've never done themselves, and they insist that you do it too. And oh, there's nobility in suffering. Well, let me tell you something. Maybe, but eventually that suffering has to end for growth and healing to occur. And who has done more of it than your ancestors? Those who came before you, your predecessors. These are the people to seek out and ask, hey, you've got experience in this. What did you learn from it? Because if you can't learn it yourself, someone else can teach it to you. And guess what? Ancestry, I've said this before, it bears repeating. It is not all that bad. Because it took them to get you here. So, very simply put, manage your time wisely. Trust your magic. Trust your processes. Don't be too foolish today. Do whatever it takes to absolutely master whatever it is you're doing. Don't think you've learned everything, because that's what leads to stagnation. Make sure that what you do does resonate with someone else. Let go of some of those past traumas, because they don't belong to you. In your challenges, you will grow, because they will eventually end. And just, if you can't really think of anything good that came from that moment, just talk to the people who came before you. They'll set you straight. Anyway, that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I know it was a little dark in here today. It's because it's been overcast the last couple days. Just remember, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up, and as always, shine on.